What is going on, Swoopers? Welcome back to another episode of Swoop Luke. In this episode, we're going to talk all things all Australian. I wasn't planning on doing a video, but I thought after the team and all the controversy around it, I thought I'd make one. So let's run the intro, jump straight into it. Just before we do jump straight into it, if you hadn't known already, I did a giveaway on my Instagram, in relation to hitting 1,000 subs on YouTube. I did it live. That was on Wednesday. The winner is Double Shots Duo. I don't know if you saw my Instagram live, but if you did, or if you're just watching me now, leave a comment down below and I'll get into contact with you, probably by emails or something, and we can sort out this prize. Congratulations on the $50 Collingwood gift voucher. Thank you for the support and thank everyone else for the support. It really means a lot to me. So anyway, let's jump into this All-Australian team. So I'm not going to go through these. Not one by one and talk about the players, just the defense, the midfield, the forwards, and then obviously the interchange. So let's start off with the most controversial section of this team, or one of the most controversial, the defenders. So who have we got? We got Brad Sheppard from the Eagles, Harris Andrews from Brisbane, love him, fantastic player. Luke Ryan from Freo, Nick Haynes from the Giants. Our boy Darcy Moore, we knew he's All-Australian material. He gets his maiden blazer, and that is just absolutely phenomenal. He's had an immense year, and I wouldn't be surprised if he takes home the Copeland Trophy as well. It'll be out of him or Maynard. Maybe Taylor Adams pushes for one. But Moore, thank the old mate German doctor for what he's done to his hamstrings, because he is just a brand new player this year. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. We have him in 2018. We win our 16th premiership. 2019, he was still a little bit hit and miss. But this year, he's just been absolutely phenomenal. And it's so calming to have him in the back line, chasing down guys and intercept marking and stuff like that. So congratulations to Darcy Moore. And then rounding it out is Darcy Byrne-Jones. So what we're going to talk about here, you already know it, is the Brayden Maynard snub. Brayden Maynard, according to Fox Footy and according to all these statistics and stuff, he's rated elite as a defender in pretty much every single category. How he doesn't get a look in here is absolutely ridiculous. And I'm not saying that, I am saying it because I'm a Collingwood supporter, but I'm also saying it because I think Maynard has been one of the best defenders across the league in the last 18 games or however many were played. 18 rounds, not 18 games. That's, that's like 2 rounds. I think just if you kind of have to watch him play as well. Great one-on-one, shuts down guys. I think he only got multiple goals kicked on him on a handful of occasions. But other than that, forget about the Gold Coast game when he was, his kick-ins were a little bit wonky. That's just one game out of, 18. The rest, though, such a phenomenal player. And like I said with Darcy Moore, wouldn't be surprised if he finishes 1, 2, or takes home, the Copeland Trophy. But I've got some stats up here. Compared to Luke Ryan, who's in the team, Darcy Byrne-Jones, who's in the team, and Brad Sheppard, who's in the team, Brayden Maynard rates better than all of them across the season. So an average rating out of 100, Maynard has 75, compared to Luke Ryan, who's on 70, Darcy Byrne-Jones, who's on 63.2, and Brad Sheppard, who's on 70.4. So just out of all those guys, Maynard scores higher rating-wise. Disposals, he has a little bit more disposals than some of them, averages a little bit more marks, and averages more free kicks for and stuff like that. But it's mainly the ratings. Numbers are one thing, but in these positions, it's about, you don't really get stats on how many blocks or how many, like the 1%ers and stuff. I guess you get stats on that, but you don't see the work rate. Work rate you don't get stats on. And I think Brayden Maynard's work rate is second to none, especially in that back line. Very deserving of a defensive spot. And you'd probably take out Darcy Byrne-Jones. I get because Port Adelaide are first and stuff and he helped that. Or Brad Sheppard even, or even Luke Ryan. How does a Fremantle player, I don't watch a lot of Fremantle games, but how does a Fremantle sitting down the bottom, make it into this team? It's just a little bit weird. Anyway, let's go to the midfielders. So, who we got in the midfield? Jack Macrae, Travis Boak, Cam Guthrie, Nat Nui, Petrarca, and Lachie Neale. So, all round, that's a pretty good midfield. Yes, there's been some talk about not having proper wingers in there. But I think Nick Nat had a very decent year. Goldstein pretty stiff to miss out. But Petrarca, he'll probably finish top 3, 4 in the Brownlow. And Lachie Neale, we know, is going to take out the Brownlow. So no qualms were there about not having Pendlebury in there. Pendlebury, if he didn't miss those games, I think he would have gotten a call up. But, missed a few games and stuff like that. So, the forward line is where it's most controversial. So, let's look at it. So these are the half forwards. Patrick Dangerfield, centre as a half forward flanker, as the captain. Charlie Dixon, centre half forward. Marcus Bontempelli as centre half forward as well. Then you got Liam Ryan, Tom Hawkins, and everybody's greatest crumbing small forward pocket player, Dustin Martin. It's like a lot of people have said it, but it's just a popularity contest at the moment. Dustin Martin in the forward pocket. Yes, okay, he goes there. He sits up forward. He's a good forward, but that's not where he's playing 85, 90% of his game time. He's an out-and-out midfielder, and he just rests up there when they need to change him and they don't want to put him on the bench. Same with Bontempelli. Same with Patrick Dangerfield. Yes, okay, they can kick goals, but what about Papley? What about Gunston, who's actually kicking goals? What about Taberner? And all these sort of players that are actual forwards not getting a look in. If you can't find a place for Dustin Martin on the field, in the midfield, or in the followers, or on the interchange bench, he doesn't go in the forward pocket. Not because I don't like Dustin Martin. I don't like him. But he's taking a spot away from a Gunston or a Papley or, a Dan Butler. A Dan Butler, probably at the moment, the best small crumbing forward in the competition. Coming from Richmond to St Kilda. Look what he's done to St Kilda. Reinvigorated them. He's not in there. It's like the AFL love Richmond. If there wasn't a Richmond player in this team, the AFL would have their minds would have blown up. There has to be a Richmond player in this team, or all their 100,000 supporters would have just self-combusted or something ridiculous like that. So it's a little bit crazy. Obviously, Collingwood didn't have any forwards that were nominated, but it's not even a Collingwood thing. It's just a principle thing. Have forwards that are actually forwards, not pinch-hitting forwards. Have actual forwards in there. Tom Hawkins, yeah, good. Charlie Dixon, nice. Liam Ryan, sure. Those other 3 dudes, midfielders. If Bontempelli can't beat out a Guthrie or a Macrae, or a Boak or something like that, I'm sorry, but he doesn't get included in the team. He's obviously not good enough, And you're probably saying, oh, that's a bit contradictory because what you said with Brayden Maynard. Brayden Maynard was actually a really... And, even with the same sort of thing as Brayden Maynard is Wiedering. Wiedering played a really good role for Carlton in the back line. How does Luke Ryan or Nick Haynes get in there, but Wiedering doesn't? It's the same sort of thing as the Maynard principle. It's a little bit whack. The All-Australian the last couple of years has been a little bit whack, but let's look at the interchange now. So on the interchange bench, we have Jack Steele, Taylor Adams, Caleb Daniel, Max Gawn. Taylor Adams, phenomenal season as well. Played every single game, hard at it. I'm so glad he found himself in this team. Sure, on the bench, doesn't matter. If you're on the bench, you're still going to get a game. So glad, and it's his maiden All-Australian blazer, and he's only going to get better from here. Imagine with a full preseason, what a full preseason can do that's not interrupted by COVID. He's a phenomenal player, our next captain, and I'm so happy for him. He's my favourite player at Collingwood, and I'm so happy that he's made this team. Jack Steele, yeah, he even might finish top 5 in the Brownlow as well. He's had another phenomenal season, find himself on the interchange. Awesome. A midfielder that can't fit in the midfield, but is on the interchange bench. Perfect. Caleb Daniel, we know he's playing that halfback role. They're saying that he's one of the best kicks in footy at the moment. Cool. Awesome. Max Gawn, another decent season. Obviously Melbourne missed out on finals and stuff like that. They didn't have a really good season, but do you really need Max Gawn and Nick Nat in the team? You could swap out a Max Gawn for a Gunston or a Papley or Dan Butler, someone who makes a little bit more sense. Not a lot of teams play with two ruckmans, and it's not that this team's going to play, but it's just, like I said, the principle of the team. Put players in there that actually resemble a team. Do you think Richmond, or say this was an All-Australian team, if this was versing Jupiter, right? Is that going to be your forward line? Dustin Martin, Patrick Dangerfield, Bontempelli, and then that's it? Like, who do they interchange with to put into your forward line? None of these guys are forwards. McRae, Guthrie, Neal, Boak. Who do they interchange with to kick goals? That's what you got. That's in my head. That's how you got to think about these things. If these were going up against another team, who do you play in these positions? So it's a little bit weird. Very, very, let me reiterate again, very upset about Brayden Maynard. I think he is the most unluckiest to miss out on an All-Australian spot. No, it is, okay, it is because I'm a Collingwood supporter. I'll say it again. But also, elite across the board. Tens across the board, right? He needs, but look, if he can go to West Coast and put a lockdown job on one of their players and we come out with the win, I prefer that than an All-Australian Blazer. But I think Maynard has set himself up now. He's got himself on that tall pedestal. He's just going to keep reaching for it. And, wouldn't be surprised if he makes the squad and gets the All-Australian Best 22 next season again. But he will win the Coleman. A couple other guys that were unlucky to miss out. Nat Fyfe had a good season as well. Menengola on the wing as well had a really good season for the Cats. Bit stiff that they didn't pick any true wingers. It's just crazy. Like even Jordan Ridley, the defender from Essendon. Okay, Essendon. You can't have a bunch of defenders, but put a defender in the forward pocket. That's what you're doing with your midfielders. It's just the Australian selectors are a little bit whack. But anyway, I just wanted to get this off my chest. Talk about congratulating Darcy Moore, Taylor Adams, Brayden Maynard on their selections. Really just over the moon for them. And I want to talk about how this All-Australian team is just so whack with the selectors and what they've done with the positions. But this weekend, hopefully, I've got a Collingwood Cross Harry Potter video coming out. Really excited to do this. Everyone goes into their little houses. I'm very excited to do that. But until then, like, comment, subscribe. Tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets. And until next time, Double Shackers, I'll sweep you later.
Ooh la la.